Melle Mel releases a diss track to Eminem, then apologizes for it, then deletes it. What up, world? Your boy Challz Brown back again, talking facts. Hit the like button, hit the subscribe, hit the notification bell. Hurrah! Melle Mel, Mr. Melle Mel, the legendary Melle Mel, back at it, gang. I don't know why, but I was surprised to learn through Twitter of all places, right? Which is where you learn most everything, that Melle Mel wrote an apology letter, a 2-page apology letter to Eminem, the great white hope Eminem that he was so concerned with for at least the past 15 years or more, concerned with Eminem's legacy. He's been saying Eminem has only been great because he is white, because of his skin color. And that has been a consistent theme of Melle Mel. So here we are, it all comes to a head. Eminem finally says something about him. 4 bars, just 4 hot bars, saying that he must have lost his mind with the roids, right? He must have lost his mind and he left it at that. This prompted Melle Mel to do what he wanted to do for about 10, 15 years or however long it's been, was to respond with a diss track. The only problem was the diss track sound like he wrote it back when he first was mad at Eminem 15 years ago or so. Because the song didn't come out like he wanted it, and the response didn't come out like he wanted it, and everything that happened after that didn't come out like he wanted it. So I want to have a conversation. I'm going to read to you this apology, and I want to talk to you about why I feel Melle Mel made this apology. And a lot of people got a lot of theories. But as fast as this apology hit the internet, it was then deleted again. It was deleted, right? So let me read this apology. You let me know what you think in the comments about the apology first before I get into the commentary. In the light of the 50th anniversary of hip hop, my original intention was to contribute an engaging and enjoyable endeavor to enrich the cultural landscape. Regrettably, my response fell short in its execution, and I accept full responsibility for this misjudgment. I acknowledge that my perspective was ill-conceived, and I am prepared to take ownership of this oversight. It has become evident that Eminem's dedicated and passionate fan base, remember that part, stands unwaveringly by his side, which is a testament to their genuine admiration and loyalty, a truly commendable aspect. Let me continue. From the onset, I have consistently recognized Eminem's exceptional prowess as an MC, without reservation. That's bullshit. My unfortunate choice of words suggesting that his success is solely attributed to his skin color was in no way reflective of my genuine beliefs. So you were saying this for years, but you ain't believe it. Let's continue. It was an attempt, albeit misguided, to engage competitively within the MC sphere. So the king MC, the greatest MC of all, was attempting to engage in the MC sphere as if he's an outsider. As if he's an outsider in hip hop and in rap, he was attempting to engage in the sphere, right? First of all, we gotta talk about who wrote this, but let me continue. It is important to acknowledge that the dynamics of hip hop have evolved out over distinct eras, and it is inevitable that not everyone will resonate with my perspective. Oh yeah? You don't think everyone's gonna agree with you, Melle? Just as I may not fully comprehend others. Wow, who wrote this? Yo, this sounds like you're writing this for like your slow uncle or something. Like, all right, let me finish. Throughout my involvement in shaping the hip hop landscape, the cornerstone has been built upon a foundation of mutual respect, even when personal preferences may differ. Moving forward, my paramount commitment is to foster an environment categorized by respect in every facet of my endeavors. With utmost sincerity, I convey my best wishes and extend heartfelt appreciation for the recognition extended to me during his Rock and Roll Hall of Fame induction speech. He's saying, you shouted me out in your Rock and Roll induction speech, and I want to extend my appreciation. You want to do that now, right? Now, after the whole thing blows up in your face, boom, bye-bye, right? Now you want to extend your appreciation for Eminem shouting you out in his Hall of Fame speech, which you went on to clown, right? Let me continue. In conclusion, I am keenly aware that hip hop encompasses diverse epochs, And my objective remains focused on promoting a spirit of respect as we collectively celebrate the 50th anniversary of this influential cultural phenomenon. That is a PR firm that wrote this. Melle Mel did not write one single word in this low-key ridiculous apology. And I'm going to tell you why it's ridiculous. For one, you are supposed to be the quote-unquote king of rap. What you apologizing for? You made a diss song. That's what rappers do. We make diss songs. Why did you apologize for a diss song? What did you say in a diss song? Did you say something about his moms? Did you say something about, like, who did you offend in the diss song? Because there's nothing in there offensive. This song is absolute garbage, right? So it's nothing to apologize. You're apologizing to the listeners for having it in their ears, having to hear this. That's the only thing you could be apologizing for. So the simple fact of the matter is I'm going to tell you what's really going on. Not only are regular everyday citizens trashing Melle Mel on his Instagram, his Twitter, everywhere he's at. They're in the videos. There's been about 100, probably 1,000 response videos about the diss record, quote unquote, the diss song, laughing, making light of the song, talking about how garbage it is. They're holding their faces. They're saying Melle Mel sounds like an old, dated grandfather. And I am one of the people who also dissed his song, quote unquote song. One of the worst songs in the history of rap. I'm going to be honest with you. So it's not only these people, like the bloggers and the YouTubers, it's Eminem fan base, which is absolutely worse because they're not letting up on Mel. Mel made this apology because he wants to move on with his life. He didn't know this was going to get this ridiculous. He didn't know he was going to get clowned this bad. And there is like a 99% Rotten Tomato consensus with this track. I haven't heard one person say that it's good. Maybe one. And I don't know if they were trolling, right? So Mel right now stepped in a bear trap, and he is the trap and the bear. He did it all to himself. No one asked Mel to do this. Eminem went and said 4 bars about Melle Mel. And Melle Mel was like, I got him. I finally could uncrinkle that little ball of paper that I wrote back in 19, whatever year it was about Eminem. I'm going to dust that off, and I'm going to spit them bars as hard and as tough as my little heart can. And I'm going to make the whole world know that Melle Mel is the GOAT. What happened was Melle Mel turned into goat cheese and got stale real quick. And everyone was clowning Melle Mel, including Eminem fans who went on his post constantly bashing him for this crazy ass trash song that he made. This is a PR firm. This wasn't no Chat GPT. Let me explain something to you. Melle Mel don't know nothing about no Chat GPT. And if he did, that would insinuate when you do Chat GPT, the thing doesn't spit it out perfect. So he would have had to go through this and edit this. I don't see Melle Mel going through this, editing this to make this concise. So I'm going to say someone wrote this for Melle Mel. Melle Mel didn't write this at all. Because if Melle Mel had this kind of skill set of writing, that disc would have been 100% better. So no, Melle Mel did not write this. Not only did Melle Mel did not write this, I don't even know if Melle Mel wanted to put this out. Someone told Melle Mel, this is best for your career going forward, to apologize. Now, the only problem with that is there is no reason to apologize. You did nothing wrong. So let me just say this. The only thing Melle Mel did wrong was diss Eminem with a horrible record that backfired badly. You should be apologizing for the record, which he did. He said it fell short in its execution. It was ill-conceived and his perspective. So literally, he's apologizing for his entire opinion for the last 15 plus years about Eminem. He's apologizing for the record. He's apologizing for his opinion, which he believes. Why would you apologize for your own opinion? That's how I know he didn't write this. No one apologizes for their opinion. You may apologize because you offended someone, which he never said who he offended. Right? He mentioned Eminem's fans, but he never said he offended them. Everything in this apology screams someone who is outside of the culture, writing for someone who is supposed to be in the culture. When have you ever heard an apology for a diss record in your entire life? Did Tupac apologize to Biggie? Did Common apologize to Ice Cube? Did Cannabis apologize to LL Cool J? When did this ever happen? And why would it happen? This is what we do. We beef, we make diss records. Why would you apologize? So the simple fact of the matter is Melle Mel knows. He absolutely knows his legacy is done. It's cooked. It ain't no PR firm gonna bring it back. Melle Mel cooked himself. And I'm gonna say something even more controversial. Melle Mel been cooked. Before 2023, Melle Mel legacy been cooked. Because Melle Mel was never that good of a rapper in the first place. And I don't care what you say. And I'm going to put it like this. Melle Mel, claim to fame, is The Message, which he has one verse on at the end. Greatest song in hip-hop history. But that song was written by a guy that wasn't even a rapper. He was a songwriter. He wrote all of the verses himself, Duke Booty. He wasn't a rapper. He was a songwriter. He was a musician that wrote that song. The rest of the group didn't even want to get on the song. Melle Mel is literally the only rapper out of that entire group that rapped on that song. He wrote a verse that he had he spit a verse that he had from another song. I believe the song was called Super Rap, and he said that verse on The Message. He took the verse that he already had on the song that was already out and put it on this song. He didn't even write to this beat. He put that out. The song goes on to be one of the greatest records. Everyone at the time was like, the record's too slow. You shouldn't drop a record this serious. No one wants to dance to this in the club. Melle Mel put his verse on that. Now, people are going to say, oh, Melle Mel made up the word MC. That's the reason you say MC, and that's beautiful. I love that. I don't know how much money you can get or how much career credit you get for the rest of your life for saying the word MC. Right? There's quite a few things that Melle Mel is my brother made up the term hip hop, and we respect that. There's nothing, nobody's taking nothing from that. But for all the junk that Melle Mel has been popping about all these rappers all these years, he's talked about Kendrick, Greasy about Jay-Z, Greasy about Biggie, Greasy about Method Man, Greasy about everybody is not good enough to him. The only person Melle Mel respects is Tupac. And you know why he respects Tupac? Because Tupac, before he died, he told him he was going to get him back on. He was going to try to get him a record deal. And Tupac passed away. So the only person he talks good about is Tupac, right? Every opinion is negative and mean-spirited and bitter. And this is why the young people, this and among other things, don't respect the elders for people like Melle Mel. I'm going to be honest with you. Once LL Cool J, Cool G, Rap Big Daddy Kane, KRS-One, Slick Rick, people of that stature came out, Melle Mel was trash. I dare anybody to tell me they was rocking with Melle Mel once rap moved a little bit forward. Melle Mel did not last long in this game. For Melle Mel to still be around with his opinion of rappers who have done much more than him, including Eminem, who has absolutely done 10 times more in hip-hop than Melle Mel, is absolutely insane. Now, you're going to say, Mel is a legend. He did this. He did Shaka Khan, da-da-da. Melle Mel literally has one hit record in a group of other rappers whose song was written by a musician who is not a rapper. I know this is going to hurt some people's feelings, but I did not like Melle Mel when Melle Mel was in his prime. I'm just being a buck. And a lot of people that come on Twitter and on Facebook saying Melle Mel is a legend and we need to get at the white boy for speaking out against the legend, won't listen to a Melle Mel song to save their life, right? They don't want to hear none of his music. Melle Mel tops, at best, got 5 records that anybody wants to hear. And I know this hurts, but I'm just here to keep it a buck. I have nothing against Melle Mel. I have nothing but respect for a legend, for just being a legend. But when we're going to talk about the history of hip hop, Melle Mel was an old bitter dude back in 1990. He was already bitter. People weren't rocking with Melle Mel. He was trying to make a comeback since the 90s and never came back. I'm just being a buck, right? So you can say everything you want to say about Melle Mel, but you're not going to find anybody that's going to be showing you a whole catalog of Melle Mel tracks that was popping. So that's where we're going to start as to why this song came out so bad, because it was always going to be bad. There was never going to be a good record. Melle Mel hasn't had a good record since the 80s. So there was no way this record was going to be good. But he put his foot in his mouth by saying he could beat this dude easily. He put his foot in his own mouth. And see, I'm an MC. This is the problem with me. I'm a rapper, right? And rapper supposed to be able to rap. So if you're going to get up and say all this junk about any rapper, when he raps, you got to rap back. I don't want to hear this legend stuff, this and that and the third, right? If some dude come out of nowhere and diss Jay-Z and Jay-Z come back with a trash verse, you know, no one's going to be taking Jay-Z's side in this. Especially if Jay-Z been dissing him for 10 years. If this kid tear Jay-Z up on that mic, they going to be like, Jay, all right, Jay, let's rap. We don't care about your money. We want to hear the bars. So I don't know why these pseudo fake people don't want to see Melle Mel rap. They just want to get at Eminem for being white. Now, where I'm from, if you could spit, you could spit. It's just a fact. And what I don't do is place restrictions on people because of who they are, where they came from, and their skin color, their race. But that's what Melle did, and he put his foot in his mouth. The track was trash. Now he deleted the track and deleted the goofy apology for the goofy antics he's been doing for years. He contradicted his entire life in this 2-page goofy apology. So at the end of the day, if you're going to be this king MC with all this respect, right, then spit bars or shut up. And the simple fact of the matter is you spit the bars and we heard them. You can't delete it. You can't apologize your way out of it. We heard it. It was whack. Garbage. Probably the worst rap song in history at this point. Because it's 2023. We're not living in the 70s no more, bro. Right? And so the reason you may say, well, Challz, why you coming at Mel so disrespectful? And my answer to you is, you've been picking at a dude for years, right? You're picking at him. Then when he responds, you release this diss track and you sit back and wait to see what happened. Well, what happened was everybody clowned you. So after everybody clowned you, now you want to play cleanup man and delete the track, then put an apology, then delete the apology. What kind of king of rap is this? Stand on it, bruh. You said Eminem is popular because he's white. Then what does that make you? What happened? You couldn't beat him. If he only popular because of his skin color, then you should have easily beat him, like you said. So my whole thing is, I don't like rappers who don't rap. And when they rap, it's trash, but they got a lot of stuff to say about somebody else's rapping. End of the line, bro. I know people who are saying Eminem was disrespectful to an elder statesman. Well, you just heard Mel say that he appreciates Eminem shouting him out when he got inducted in the Hall of Fame, which he called him Pee Wee Herman, and why they put him in the Hall of Fame, in his now infamous retort to Eminem. My whole thing is, bro, hip-hop has changed since Melle Mel. And believe it or not, it was white people's hands in it when Melle Mel was in it, right? So all of this conversation about you're a guest in hip hop. And I'm gonna address this one, right? Simple fact, Eminem is a guest. There's a lot of black people that's guests that don't know nothing about this. That's jumping in here for the money. They got their suits on. They never was on the block. They never did no breakdancing, never did no graffiti, never did nothing. Never DJ'd, never scratched a record, never freestyled. By the way, I did all of that. Let me just start there. But it's some people that never did none of that. Black, white, yellow, red, a lot of people that have nothing to do with this culture. They got a lot to say about it, right? When you jump in this, at this point of the game, it's different than when Melle Mel started. Melle Mel is still trying to hold people to the standards of back then. This culture has moved forward thanks to people like Eminem, to be honest with you. Run DMC, LL Cool J. Melle Mel had his time, but here we are in 2023 with Melle Mel still trying to bully and move around like he New York Suge Knight in this business, when it's really all about the bars you're gonna spit. When you start talking about rap, spit your bars. You spit them, they was whack. I'm just gonna keep it a buck. The apology was goofy. It made no sense and it contradicted everything you stand for. Somebody else wrote it. It wasn't no AI GPT. It was someone, a publicist, who is not connected with this culture. Someone who went to college for writing wrote this. Melle Mel did not have anything to do with this. I would be surprised if he even the one that posted it up there. I think someone else works his page. Maybe this is one of his relatives. I don't know. Someone else works his page and put this apology up. And Melle Mel got so much heat that they made him take it down. Because he got heat when he dropped the diss. All the Eminem fans and the regular hip hop heads clowned him. So he came with the apology. Then all of the brothers who don't care about nothing else but the fact that Melle Mel is black and so-called legend, right? That's all they care about. They got mad that he apologized and took it down. Now, this is what we're going to do. Anybody that got a problem with what I'm saying, please go in the comments and explain to me why, because I haven't said anything that's not true. Anybody that's going to tell me Melle Mel was nice past 1986 is going to have some explaining to do. You're going to tell me that Melle Mel was an elite rapper. Elite rapper after 1986 around, like, not even. To me, I didn't like Melle Mel in 1986. I'm just going to be a buck with you. And I'm entitled to that opinion. I was already listening to LL Cool J. I was already listening to the Juice Crew. MC Shan was out. Like, it was not even close. Right? So I'm just telling you from my opinion. Now, the simple fact of the matter is, a lot of people want to rewrite history and make it like Melle Mel was this great MC. Yeah, in the old days when the stuff was still in the park, I understand that. And when they was doing this and that and third, but once records came out and people started really doing this as a real business, Melle Mel got left to the sidelines. I'm just going to be a buck with you. I'm just being 100 with you. And there are rappers that are revered and that are around Melle Mel's age that get the love that he was supposed to get, and that's what makes him so mad. So on that note, I'm gonna leave it at this. This apology was a slap in the face to everybody who supports Melle Mel. It's a half-hearted attempt to gain sympathy from the people who are coming at him, and rightfully so. I don't have no sympathy for a man who picked a fight for 15, 20 years with a guy that wouldn't say a word because he respected him so much, right? The simple fact of the matter is, this guy, Melle Mel, has been picking at this kid for years. The kid finally said something, and Melle Mel showed you that he cannot rap. He cannot write. He cannot make good songs. He made a song for a minute and 11 seconds, whatever it was, and the entire world thought it was the worst piece of garbage they've ever heard. So what I'm saying is, I may rub some feathers the wrong way, and that's okay, because that's what I'm here to do. Nobody else would say these things because they so worried about what people going to say to them in the comments. But what you don't understand is I don't care, right? And I need you to understand, I'm going to say what I need to say. And the simple fact of the matter is, Melle Mel is not good enough to back up the kind of stuff he talks. He never had a chance to beat this kid in his entire life. This kid has done 10 times more in this business than Melle Mel. And I know they like to use the term culture vulture, but it's a lot of black culture vultures. I'm just going to be honest with you. And when they understand that, a lot of stuff will make sense. It's some people that's doing a lot for this culture. And there's some people, their entire day, they wake up every single morning to suck it dry. And they just as black as you. And once that happens, that we can start saying, well, some of these black guys really don't have the best interest of this music. Some of these black guys are the program directors that's putting out the garbage, hand over fist, trying to make money from it. So when that becomes actually a discussion, then we can really have some truth. And I'm gonna leave it at that. CLBMG, I'm gonna catch y'all on the flip side. Peace.
CLB.